Well, good afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. And happy Monday. I hope that you guys will join us Monday night for our live stream. We'll be doing some more giveaways of our sports racks and things for the super chats as well as the donations as we work to upgrade the studio. One of the upgrades, of course, you can see is I'm actually sitting here at my sports news desk where I do my research and things on different things, getting ready for the shows and stuff. So this week is a big week because starting tomorrow at 4 o'clock is the beginning of free agency tagging time. If a team does not want their player to hit free agency, they can use a multitude of different types of tags. There's the franchise tag, there's transitional tag, there's the non-exclusive tag that they can use. And we will probably see maybe a dozen of these put in place. For the most part, they will probably be put in place to try and buy some time for teams to work out long-term deals. And of course, the Dallas Cowboys have a decision to make at quarterback with one Dak Prescott. Now, you may remember that, of course, last year, allegedly a 5-year, $35 million average contract was offered to Dak Prescott with supposedly $110 million worth of guarantees. Most people said that Dak Prescott's agent did him a disservice. Todd France, who was with CAA, who's now with Athletes First. Now, when you go into negotiation or you go into battle or you go into anything, you want to know your competition or your enemy. You want to know their strengths and weaknesses. You want to know what you're up against. And the Cowboys, well, they are up against a powerhouse when it comes to an agent. Now, back to last year, 3 of Todd France's clients ended up playing on the franchise tag. Dak Prescott, Bud Dupree, as well as safety Justin Simmons. FYI, Justin Simmons, I think, would be a game changer for the Dallas Cowboys. And if you're already beginning to have to negotiate with Todd France, maybe it's time to start trying making friends with Todd France as opposed to making him an enemy. Because at some point, maybe you do not want to deal with Todd France. You're going to have to deal with Todd France because Todd France is now very, very powerful. Let me give you an example. When you start thinking about the contracts and the people that have been under him, like Pat Mahomes, Kirk frickin' Cousins, DeAndre Hopkins, who still has 3 years left on his deal, will probably be getting a new contract done with the Cardinals. There's Aaron frickin' Rodgers, who also is already talking about wanting to get a new contract. Justin Simmons, who I talked about, played on a franchise tag last year. Again, some people said, oh, he's playing on a franchise tag. Well, Justin Simmons is about to get paid. Justin Simmons' contract will probably destroy the safety market. Justin Simmons, who had 5 interceptions last year, 96 tackles, has been an absolute positive beast. And FYI, I'll do another video about Justin Simmons later on the reasons why he's worthwhile. If you were willing to trade for Earl Thomas, if you were willing to trade for Jamal Adams, if he becomes a free agent, you better damn sight be prepared to try and sign that guy. But I digress. Bud Dupree, the other one who played on a franchise tag, well, Bud Dupree did tear his ACL in week 11. But before he did, Bud Dupree, in 11 games, had 23 solo tackles, 8 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, and 15 quarterback hits. I dare say Bud Dupree is going to cash in. I dare say because Dak Prescott actually got hurt, that his value went up even more so. Because you see the difference of when you had a guy who you deemed as, oh, you know, he's just as good as Dak Prescott, as Colin Cowherd. It's not a step back. Well, the offense went from 32.6 points a game to 20 points a game just from that change. But regardless of how you feel about Dak Prescott, the reality is Todd France, and now being part of Athletes First, is going to be dealing with a lot of your players. Let me give you some background here on Todd France. Todd France, again, leaving CAA to go to Athletes First. I just want to read a little bit of this so you can understand where we are with Todd France, for example. Todd France is extremely hard bargaining in the representation of Dak Prescott after his client successfully incurred an injury of poor performance while playing out his rookie contract last year. Unable to reach an agreement with France on a long-term deal, the Cowboys put an exclusive franchise tag on Prescott, which prohibited solicitation and offer sheets from other terms. The exclusive franchise number and the average of the top 5 salaries, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we all know that. It was also projected to be $31 million before Kirk Cousins and Ben Roethlisberger's contracts, yada, yada, yada. Okay. France reportedly plans on making Dak Prescott the highest-paid quarterback. This was from last year. I missed actually what I was looking for here. Anyway, okay, forget it. We know I gave you a list of some of the people that he's taken care of. Here's the thing. He's teaming up with another one of the super agents, David Maglini at Athletes First, who basically has the safety market. He got deals for Kevin Byrd, Landon Collins, Earl Thomas, and, of course, Jalen Ramsey. So when you start putting guys together, also Byron Jones, he's also the agent for Deshaun Watson and Jared Goff. So when you start combining these two guys with Todd France having the quarterback market, Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, and all these guys and things, and start getting the guy who's got basically defensive end, Byron Jones, Jalen Ramsey, and these guys, sooner or later, you're going to have some clients that are part of Todd France's mega empire at Athletes First. So the problem for the Cowboys is you can make enemies and say, screw it, we're going to try and work around you and things, and these things will be remembered as they have influence over other players. And this is where Cowboys, they just need to get a deal done or just move on, one or the other. But sooner or later, you're going to have to deal with Todd France and some of these players. And it's just the nature of the beast. Again, the Cowboys are the ones that screwed this up. The Cowboys would have been better off last year saying, you know what, we'll drop that 5th year. We know you want that 5th year, but if you had signed Dak Prescott to a 4-year deal at 35, you've made up now because the value of Dak Prescott has gone up in 40s. That money that you were trying to save down the road, you lost it by holding your ground. And if they end up not getting a deal done, well, you could be headed for quarterback purgatory. People say, we can just draft another quarterback. Good luck with that. We've been fortunate the last 2 quarterbacks. Doesn't mean you're going to be a third time. But hey, Todd France, he's done what an agent's supposed to do, and that's to get the most money for their client. And if it was you, if you had somebody who's out there working on your behalf, you probably wouldn't be looking for them to just kind of make a team-friendly deal. You want to get the most money that you can. So don't ever ask somebody else to do something that you're not willing to do. And Cowboys, it ain't going to get any easier. All right, y'all. I hope I see you tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. We'll be here, and you never know what's going to happen here on the Joe Boo Sports Report. And I'll see you soon.